You see, it's one thing to claim that a law has been abolished, right? Um, and it's another to actually see the reality of what we have going on in Sierra Leone. You'd ask, say, Ibrahim, why are you bringing this up? And I'm bringing this up because you see, I'm a guy who's based on facts. We look at the evidences and follow the evidences. Therefore, today, what I'm going to do is call out everybody, the international partners, calling out Julius Matabio, his administration, and everybody that is involved in claiming that death penalty has been abolished in Sierra Leone. You see, watch what they do, not what they say. And you'll recently know that Corporal Kamara recently shot and killed a Major Lako. If you're following what is actually happening in Sierra Leone, that is something that everybody is aware of. And first of all, to both families, because I heard that Corporal Lako was also killed. They said the government claimed it was suicide. So, and I will show you that video where it was being tortured. And this video came out on WhatsApp. Because again, I want to, connect the dots for you guys and tell you that the death penalty has not been abolished in Sierra Leone. It has been replaced by extrajudicial killing or extrajudicial assassination. That is what has been replaced with the death penalty. So recent times, it's been two shootings or two killings. The first one was at the airport where another soldier killed the other soldier because of, I think they said either $100 or $900. I don't know which one it was, but whatever it was for some money. The other guy killed the other soldier because he was not distributing the money equitably amongst everybody. So he killed him. This happened in Sierra Leone a couple of months ago, sometime in 2025. And now recently we had the case of Corporal, Kamara and Major Lako. So without much ado, let me at least put these folks on the phone. The screen can see what I'm talking about. All right. So this is Corporal Kamara, who shot and killed Major Lako. All right. And I'm pointing this out because I want you to know, again, like I said, to both of these families, my sympathy goes out to both of you. Nobody should have lost their loved ones, regardless of the circumstances. Corporal Kamara should not have shot Corporal Lako. Apparently, when you look at this posting here, somebody posted, they said Corporal Kamara, who shot and killed Major Abdul Lako today at Benguima Training Center in Waterloo. According to report, Corporal Kamara was extremely angry as he blamed his senior colleague, Major Lako, for his recent rank demotion. There is a lot of ways I can go to this with this live, but I want to focus on just calling out the international partners because, we've seen, a lot of international folks, celebrating with the government of Sierra Leone when Julius Matabio came out, as you've seen the video there, claiming that, they have abolished the death penalty. And I must tell you this brief history about the death penalty itself in Sierra Leone. And I'm coming back to this. I'm coming back to this because I have to play the video. Actually, let me play the video of the video that showed up where Corporal Lako was being tortured. I think let me do you justice. Let me play this video. So this is the video of Corporal Lako. All right.
This, now the witch man is we kill Major Lako. Now the witch man is we kill Major Lako. Now the soldier is we kill Major Lako. Fuck.
All right. So what you're seeing there is Corporal Kamara being tortured to death. And I'm bringing this in for you guys because I want you guys to see this. Corporal Kamara committed a very heinous crime. Even myself, if Major Lako was a family member of mine, I would want the death penalty for Corporal Kamara. But I don't want him to be tortured like that, because we have to use the system, the judicial process. We cannot be the judge, the lawyer, the jury, and everything. No, there's a way you guys say it. We cannot be the judge, the jury, and the lawyer, or whatever that is. We have the judiciary for a reason. When somebody commits a crime, we arrest them, we prosecute them, we charge them by a competent court of law. That is a basic fundamental fact that we can all agree on. And that is what should have manifested here. So again, this was the photo of Corporal Laco's dead body. All right, I'm showing you guys all this. I want you to see it. And this was the image of Corporal Kamara being tortured and laid on the floor. I want you guys to see this. First of all, we've passed this point in Sierra Leone where we have to be treating people like this. Again, Corporal Kamara was wrong for what he did. However, he was arrested. He should have been prosecuted through a competent court of law or using the military justice system. The court martial, right? That is how you prosecute military officers that commit such crimes. It should have been prosecuted by the court martial system in Sierra Leone. It should not have been tortured, as what you guys are seeing here, by one man or a couple of people. You can hear him breathe. All right. So what you're seeing there is a torture. That is a crime in itself. So now, not only Corporal Kamara has lost his life, not only Major Laco has lost his life, the person who was actually committing this heinous crime against Corporal Kamara, because he became the judge, the jury, and everything, and said that he's going to take the law into his own hands. And this is members of the government of Sierra Leone. And this is why I'm telling you guys that the death penalty has not been abolished in Sierra Leone. It has been replaced by, the extrajudicial killing and assassinations. And we've seen it from November 2023, all the people, the 5-5s, these people that were killed, all of these guys that are, was it not 5-5? What's his name? Leather Boots. My bad. Apologies there, because 5-5 was killed in Rwanda, died in Rwanda. But Leather Boots and all these other people that were killed, Soriba, all these people that were killed, assassinated, extrajudicially killed by the Julius Maada Bio regime in the name of saying they've replaced the death penalty. So what they've done, they've replaced the death penalty with extrajudicial killings. And I want the world to understand this, because the reason is this. Let me, make sure that I bring this to the attention of the international partners. And more so, I want to bring it to, the attention of, the State Department. Because, every year, and for the American ambassador, you guys make sure you tag this to the American consulate in Sierra Leone, because they have to see this. In 1946, and I'm going to give you guys the story, right? In 1946, the United States actually banned torture. So they had a federal act against torture. So it was banned. All right. And the reason why it was banned was because, and I'm giving you guys this. All right. The reason why it was banned in 1946 was because some Japanese soldiers that captured American soldiers waterboarded. They tortured them with water. You drink water until you die, until your lungs cannot take it any longer. So in 1946, the United States, actually passed the Federal Torture Act of 1946 to ban torture completely. And based off of that, this is a mantra that the world lives with, which is why it's very important that we point this out. The U.S. approach to banning torture evolved with significant legislation like the Torture Victim Protection Act of 1991 and later incorporating international norms, building on post-World War II recognition of torture horrors, leading to the UN Convention Against Torture, ratified by the U.S. in 1994, and federal statutes defining torture for U.S. law like 18 U.S.C. Key developments and related acts. Post-World War II context. The Nuremberg trials and subsequent international law, highlighted war crimes, including torture, influencing global anti-torture efforts. So torture has been banned. And the death penalty in some countries has been banned. And Sierra Leone was the most recent country, as Julius Maada Bio purported, and going around the world, traveling the world, and telling everybody that the death penalty has been abolished in Sierra Leone. But they've replaced the death penalty with extrajudicial killing. And that is evident in the video that I just shared with you all of Corporal Kamara being tortured in Sierra Leone at an undisclosed location. Maybe that's Benghazi. They have the torture place where he's being tortured, and the video made it out on social media. And then the government claimed that this man died of suicide. But we saw that video of this man being tied like an animal and assassinated. So again, Julius Maada Bio has been going around the world. There is a video here that I really wanted to play, but for some reason it's having some sound issues. And this was Julius Maada Bio at CNN. But for some reason, I don't know, when it's time for him to speak up, the video cuts off. And I'll let you guys just witness my confusion here so you can see what I'm saying. But this was an interview with Larry Maduwo. And you can hear Larry Maduwo.
Investors who are here at the expo in Dubai.
You see, the moment he wants to speak, the sound goes away. I really don't know what happened. You can hear Larry Maduwo, but when Julius Maada Bio is speaking, this was him actually just stating that the death penalty has been abolished in Sierra Leone. This was that. I think he went to Dubai on some business trip, trying to attract investors and stuff like that. But this was where on CNN, Julius Maada Bio was saying that Sierra Leone has abolished the death penalty. Listen to this.
You just signed a law that finally outlaws the death penalty in Sierra Leone, which many organizations consider inhumane. But this took a long time. The UN Truth and Reconciliation Commission, as far back as 2005, was recommending that this needs to be stripped from your statutes. Why did you do this now, and what does it mean?
Well, I've only been...
So again, my apologies, but we're not able to listen to hear him because for some reason the sound just cuts off there. I don't know why. I cannot explain that to you guys. When I started playing this video, I can hear the sound. I don't know what happened. Don't quote me on this. But I'm doing this live because I want to expose the hypocrisy of these guys and let you all know that Sierra Leone has not abolished the death penalty. Basically, the death penalty was replaced. The death penalty was replaced in Sierra Leone. It was not abolished. It was replaced with extrajudicial killing. No questions asked. You will be massacred. No questions asked. You will be killed. That is what it was replaced with. That is what it was replaced with. And so I want to share that with you so you guys can see. But these...
Out of the 40 players, we're supposed to get 28 to compete in AFCON. I'm pleased to inform you that all 40 players turn up.
We're not turn up. We're not doing that. I assure this nation. The president.
I just want you guys to see that.
And believe.
I just want you guys to know that the death penalty was replaced with extrajudicial killings in Sierra Leone. And there's track record for this. Like I said, I don't want to go away and sway away from the whole thing. I want to stay focused on this message for a reason. Because I want to, bring the attention of the international partners, all the people that congratulated Sierra Leone when Julius Maada Bio claimed and purported that the death penalty has been abolished. I want to call their attention so every one of them can see and know that the death penalty was not abolished in Sierra Leone. It was replaced with extrajudicial killing. It was replaced. And I can share some of these testimonies of people congratulating the Julius Maada Bio government about the abolition of the death penalty. This is Dominic Raab. He is a United Kingdom government official. This is what he posted on the 21st on the 23rd of July, 2021. It said, fantastic to see that the Sierra Leonean parliament has voted to abolish the death penalty. Congratulations to President Bio and the people of Sierra Leone on this important milestone. The UK will continue to support Sierra Leone in the promotion of protection of human rights. This is Dominic Raab. Now, this is James Cleverly, former foreign secretary of the United Kingdom. This is his own Twitter post. As the first British MP from a Sierra Leonean background, I'm delighted to see this news. Full credit to President Bio, the Sierra Leonean Parliament, and their team in Freetown at UK Sierra Leone. And then, of course, Dominic Raab's last tweet that I just read to you is underneath there. These were the people. Dominic Raab, a United Kingdom official, government official. You guys in the United Kingdom, share this with him. And let him see the video of a soldier who killed another. Terrible outcome, right? But getting tortured and killed. Because these guys don't believe in the law that they claim they have passed. They are taking the law into their own hand. So they'll kill you extrajudicially, as opposed to letting the justice system take its course. So this is James Cleverly. Now, this is the Sierra Leone High Commission. This is what they tweeted. I think at the time it was probably what's her name now? I forgot her name. I remember her name. Chelsea something. The lady who was prior to this new one. After the repeal of the criminal libel law, the legislated ban on capital punishment has added yet another robust wheel to Sierra Leone's democratic drive under His Excellency President Julius Maada Bio. Again, this was July 23rd, 2021. This is the UK High Commission. And of course, all of these people, this is President Bio posting, had a very exciting meeting with Dominic Raab. So Dominic Raab, the same guy who tweeted and said congratulations to Sierra Leone for abolishing death penalty. Watch what they do, not what they say. Today in London, as a government, we will continue to increase our commitments towards education. Of course, this is the same guy that, tweeted about the abolishment of the death penalty. Now, this is Julius Maada Bio on Twitter. Today, I have fulfilled a governance pledge to permanently abolish the death penalty in Sierra Leone. I thank citizens, members of parliament, development partners, and rights groups that have steadfastly stood with us to make history. Today, where are all of these groups? Where are all of these groups? Can somebody get one of these groups online to come here and explain to us how was the death penalty abolished when we're still seeing images like these of people committing crimes in that country? How was the death penalty abolished when we're seeing images and videos of this sort? Of somebody getting tortured because they killed somebody else. This guy is kicking this guy on his ribs to actually destroy his lungs so he doesn't breathe. That's how they killed him. Look at him there. After they've bludgeoned his head.
Now the witch man is wicked, Majolako. Now the witch man is wicked, Majolako. Now the soldier is wicked, Majolako. Fuck.
So that is the guy torturing the soldier who killed Major Lako. May his soul rest in peace. But no Major Lako, no Corporal Kamara deserve to be tortured and killed. He has committed a crime, he should be prosecuted. I mean, the evidences are glaring. He's going to be found guilty. And then he's going to serve his time. Life sentence, because we don't have the death penalty. But because they want to get around that, they don't believe in what they've done. You see, the reason why I'm doing this, because governments are going to change. At some point, government is going to change. And yes, it's in the books, it's in the laws that Sierra Leone has abolished the death penalty. Another government is going to come and stick by the law, but again, go ahead and practice extrajudicial killings. You see, I'm one of the only Sierra Leoneans who is very centered on issues. It's not about APC. It's not about SLPP. It's not about political party. It's not about tribe. It's not about region. My focus is about Sierra Leone. That's it. It is about Sierra Leone because everything I've said over the years has come to pass. Everything a lot of us on social media have said has come to pass and it's going to keep happening. And Sierra Leone is a failed state. And Sierra Leone is failed so much to the point the only thing that's going to save Sierra Leone is a massive revolution by the people themselves. Other than that, Sierra Leone is finished. Sierra Leone is doomed. Because I'm saying this, first of all, the young people of Sierra Leone, they are the most unserious youthful population across the world. In Sierra Leone, we have the most unserious youthful population across the world. You can find them in Sierra Leone. So they are done. They are done. But I'm saying this to you guys because it's for posterity's sake. If you say you've abolished the death penalty, you should not be torturing anybody because they committed a certain crime. No one should be taking the law into their own hands. And the government knows who this person is that was torturing, Corporal Kamara here. The government knows. They know who did this, but there will never be any prosecution. There has never been a prosecution, and nobody's going to be prosecuted because this is what Julius Maada Bio believes in. This is what Julius Maada Bio himself believes in. They know this. The members of parliament who are illegally occupying parliament, all of the opposition figures, they know what has been done to this man, Corporal Kamara. They know the crime he committed was wrong. But no way should anybody torture him and kill him extrajudicially, taking the law into their own hands. But nobody's going to speak up about this. Everybody is silent about this in Sierra Leone. The human rights organizations, the civil society organizations, the imams, the pastors, everybody in Sierra Leone, the international partners, some of them are on social media. They see these videos. American people, embassy staff, they see these videos. The British High Commission, the German, Ireland, all of these people, they see these videos. Nobody's going to say anything about it. Because that is the society that we've nurtured. That is Africa for us. We have no respect for ourselves. Yes, Corporal Kamara was wrong for what he did. Corporal Kamara sitting here was wrong. He should not have killed Major Lako. Just like the other guy who killed at the airport, the soldier, should not have killed that soldier. They are wrong for what they did. But however, Major Lako should not be killed. But however, Corporal Kamara here should not be tortured and executed by people like these just because he has committed the crime that he committed. Listen to him kicking him in the ribs. You hear that? That's another man kicking another, torturing him. Look at how his hands are tied behind his back with his feet all together. And he's kicking his ribs right there, kicking him. So by the time he died, there's been no post-mortem. If we ask now for post-mortem, there is no post-mortem. I hope I have a way you guys say it for my Sierra Leone brothers to understand this. Post-mortem is where, God, what's the best way to say it in Creole now? But you all know we have Dr. Owis. He's the only doctor that we have that does post-mortems, right? To look and see the reason why somebody was killed. If you go check now, his lungs was deflated, his ribs were broken, his head was badly damaged. He was killed terribly. Can we go and dig him up wherever he has been buried and thrown? Because, of course, they just threw him away. Can we go dig him up and do a post-mortem so that we can tell the world what actually killed him? We don't have all of that in Sierra Leone. So this is the problem with Africa. We hate ourselves so much. The poverty, because I don't even want to go there. The level of poverty and hardship and difficulty, when you look within the military, the level of tribalism that has permeated the military today, where soldiers from the north are treated very differently from soldiers from the southeast. Of course, I'm surprised that Corporal Kamara still had access to a weapon because a lot of the military officials, from the north, their weapons have been taken away from them. So I'm saying all this to you because I want the world to understand that the death penalty in Sierra Leone has been replaced by extrajudicial killing. Period. That's it. And I want the world to understand this so that everybody can be on the same page. When we talk about, say, the death penalty was abolished in Sierra Leone, it is a lie. It was simply replaced by extrajudicial killings because these guys don't believe in what they say. That is why I say watch what they do, not what they say. If you watch what they do, you'll see and understand exactly the position people like myself have taken over the years. My position has been very simple. Straightforward, straight to the point. Call out their bullshit. That's all it is. Call out their bullshit. Corporal Kamara was wrong for killing Major Lako. May both of their souls rest in peace. Corporal Kamara should not have been tortured, should not have been killed extrajudicially, should not have been taken to a torture chamber. It should have been prosecuted within the confines of the military code of justice. The court martial should have been put into play. It would have been prosecuted. I'm sure he would have been found guilty and sentenced to life because the death penalty has been abolished. But because they don't believe in abolishing death penalty, that is why when you commit a crime now in Sierra Leone, you are extrajudicially killed. These people are taking the law into their own hands. They will kill because they don't believe in whatever law that they passed or abolished. So I want this to go down in the records. Our international partners, the State Department, British High Commission, the American Embassy, every one of you, with absolute respect, and I mean that very respectfully, to understand that an investigation should be opened. The government should be queried on the death of Corporal Kamara because it should not have been tortured, and the evidence is there to bear. You see the video. Go investigate the video. Investigate the individual who was torturing him and killed him. It should be prosecuted as well because he should not have done what he did. He deserves a life sentence. Because we don't have the death penalty. If we did have the death penalty, which we should keep in place, by the way, which we should have in place, we would not have the issues that we are having. And that is why what I want to do, and I'm going to put this here for you guys. It is a write-up by our brother Waterman, Silvanus Koroma. He wrote this article, and you guys can take a screenshot of the page, each page, because I'm not going to be able to read it for you all. Take a screenshot and read this article that he wrote. The abolition of the death penalty in our laws without a referendum is just a kerfuffle. So this was an article that he wrote, Brother Silvanus Koroma, Waterman, talking about the fact that even removing the death penalty had to be done through a referendum because, again, the Constitution makes it very clear. Certain sections of the Constitution cannot be just removed by members of parliament. It has to be a referendum where the people have to vote on stuff like that. And Sierra Leoneans want the death penalty unanimously across Sierra Leone. They want the death penalty because nobody wants to see a neighbor who kills someone sentenced to life. No, they want them dead too. You killed my brother, you killed my sister, you killed my family member, you should be killed too. The death penalty is a way to prevent further crimes in Sierra Leone, and people want that. So if I may do you guys justice and read this a little bit. Again, this is a publication by our brother. Like I said, screenshot each page. Screenshot this page. Screenshot it. All right. Screenshot this page. Go ahead and screenshot that. And you can read it. Go ahead and screenshot. Screenshot this page. It's the next page. It's a very detailed article. Screenshot this so you can read it. Screenshot this page so you can read it. Again, take your time. After the live is done, you can screenshot this. But I want you to screenshot each page. Screenshot this page as well. All right. And screenshot this. Again, it's 12 pages. I'm on page 7. Screenshot this. Screenshot this page. All right. If you have to pause the video and screenshot the pages when the live is done. Screenshot this page. I want you guys to have it, Screenshot this page. Screenshot this page. And lastly, page 12, screenshot this page. All right. But let me go to the first page. The Abolition of the Death Penalty Act 2021. Hold on 1 second, guys. The Abolition of the Death Penalty Act 2021 would not stand the test of time if it ignores the constitutional provisions as described in the Constitution. In other words, any attempt to do otherwise, i.e., not complying with the provisions as stated in the Constitution in terms of enacting a new constitution or altering any of the entrenched provisions in the Constitution would amount to a kerfuffle, i.e., just a mere unnecessary excitement. This is so because the legality of the said law without referendum will not go uncontested in our Supreme Court for its interpretation of the law as per case stated, and or it will be taken to the Supreme Court at the appropriate time to seek judicial pursuant to the procedure and provisions of the Constitution. The argument set forth in the different constitutional provisions dealing with Section 16 of the Constitution of Sierra Leone, 1991, i.e. Act number 6 of 1991, which should be read in tandem with Section 108, subsection 3. The argument would establish a clear understanding of Section 170 and other related sections of the Constitution pertaining to existing law and excluding Section 74 of the Court Act 1965, and then be determined by Section 171, subsection 15 of the Constitution. So again, read this article. Like I said, make sure you screenshot it yourself after the live is over and take it from there. But I can guarantee you all that in Sierra Leone, the death penalty is gone, and that is why you see them doing extrajudicial killings and assassinations like what you saw in the case of Corporal Kabara, who murdered Major Lako. However, Corporal Kamara should have been prosecuted. And that is why we say again, the death penalty was not the choices of the people of Sierra Leone. And to all our international partners, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You are responsible for this. And you should hold Julius Maada Bio accountable. You should hold the government accountable. You should open up an investigation into the death of Corporal Kamara. Corporal Kamara deserves proper justice. It should not have been tortured. It should not have killed Major Lako, but at the same time, it should not have been tortured the way it was tortured in this video. I am sure we can all agree to this. It was wrong. This was wrong. This was wrong. It was wrong. And this man should be prosecuted for torturing and killing.
Now the witch man is wicked, Major Lako.
And he's saying this is the witch that killed Major Lako. That's what he's saying in Creole. This is the soldier who killed Major Lako. It is wrong what he did. It's torture. It's murder. It's extrajudicial killing. It's assassination. It's retributive justice. It is jungle justice. We're in 2026, for God's sake. I rest my case. Bye-bye, everybody.